Why don't you, my question was, how did you finally select the comics to go on the trip that you did? I mean, you selected, well, they were great, and congratulations. But, you know, coming from a career of 50 years working in comedy and all the comedians you've known, how did you choose each of the comedians and introduce them? Well,
sure. Well, first of all, when I went to the Israeli consulate, I said, I've got a great idea. We're going to bring these Jewish comics to Israel. And they said, no, please, no Jews. I said, what do you mean no Jews in Israel? They said, look, we already have their support. So clearly they were looking for a more multicultural experience. And I had to fight, actually, to get Jews into the show. Finally, I said, you've got to put one Jew on, because otherwise that'll be anti-Semitism. And they said, okay, we'll do that. And then I said, well, wait a minute, that Jew's got to have another Jew to talk to, right? So I got two Jews.
You need a minion.
That's right, so I got two Jews. So what I tried to do was to try to make it as a cross-section as possible of Canadian comedy, and have somebody from the West Coast, have somebody from the East Coast, make sure it was gender balanced, make sure there were people of color. And so, you know, not everybody could be here tonight. I just want to say that Nikki Payne is in Nova Scotia right now. Sam Easton is in Vancouver. Would be lovely to see him. I think that Michael Khardas is here in the audience. Are you here, Michael? Where are you, Michael? There's Michael. Sit down, please. You're not invited on stage. Thank you. But the whole thing could not have been done without Michael, actually, because when I went to the consulate, stay, down. He's Israeli. Down.
Could you move him one row back, please? I feel more comfortable.
Michael kept at us with his project because he really believed in it, in some ways even more than I believed in it. So Michael is really to be thanked. And so is Jeff Silverman, my business partner. I picked him back, and he was instrumental in all of it. Anyway, so we do have three people on stage, though, who are in the film. Rebecca Kohler.
Thank you, hi.
And Aaron Berg. And Jean Paul.
So my question to the three of you would be, the movie started out with Carlin's quote that a great comic has to find the line and then he has to cross it deliberately. Did you find the line when you were over there, and did you cross it?
For me, I think at the beginning I didn't, and ironically enough, the incident that happened in East Jerusalem is what woke my comedy brain up, and it was like, you know what, just do what you do, and it made me remember why I got into comedy, which was for the love of it, and something I still love and I'm passionate about, and so I think I did.
Aaron?
I intentionally went over, and I think I was chosen to go over to cross the line every night consistently and not compromise. And some nights it worked, and some nights it didn't. But I think I was up there to show what Yuk Yuk's does, which is total censorship-free comedy. And I try to do that every night.
Let me ask you a question. There was a line, I think Rebecca, you were talking with Odelia, and she was saying that you can't do politics in Israel, that you stay away from it, which I found, you know, ironic, since here is, or especially in the States, that's what most stand-up comics are doing, is all politics.
Yeah. Well, and I think what she was saying was that it's more, I think because politics there are, you know, here we're like, well, not to downplay Canadian politics, we have some serious issues. The tar sentence grows. Gay marriage, yeah, we have it. Anyway, but so there's serious stuff, but you know, we watched 22 Minutes, and it's like Stephen Harper spent $5 on Staples, and there it's like people are dead, you know, and so I think people want to go to a comedy club and really just laugh and not talk about that. I think that's what her point was,
yes.
Which I don't know enough about. I mean, there are helicopters and weird airplanes flying across the sky there all the time. It's like part of, and you're reminded every time, like, oh yeah, bad things really do happen here. So I guess it's more of an escape thing there. And here it's like, let's relive the stupidity of our everyday life. No offense.
And was it hard for the three of you? Because I mean, if you're playing Toronto, you play Sudbury, New York, Montreal, and you have to write for your audience. You have to prepare for a new audience every show. You have to know your audience. What was the preparation? What was the process involved going to Israel?
I went in with nothing, completely ignorant, and I was like, I'm just going to show up and and try and pick it up as I go and just be in the moment. And I failed horribly at that. And I just did my act. I mean, I barely altered it until the end, and I was like, if my act works in England and in North America, it'll fucking work here, and I'm gonna push it through and make it work. JP went the exact opposite way.
Yeah, I initially, I didn't do any preparation. My initial thing was, I'm going to be away for 8 days from my wife and children, so I'm going to sleep in. So that was mostly what I was thinking. But as I got there, like I said, when the whole thing in East Jerusalem happened, we were seeing and experiencing so much that how could you not want to talk about, you know, all that was, you know, the influx of what was happening, you know, and it was almost like I was just bursting to get it out, and I was like a kid at Christmas. I was just so giddy to try new material on people I had never seen before, you know what I mean? Except, you know, when I hang out at Bathurst, but other than that, it was a fantastic experience, and it has actually totally recalibrated my comedy, and it's woken me up.
It seemed to get to you. There were moments in the movie where you seemed quite affected and changed by your experience being in Israel.
You know, Lauren, I'm a deeply unspiritual person.
Yeah.
I have almost no feelings of spirituality whatsoever. And to see other people feel that way was very moving.
He was ready for that question, you could tell. There's also criticism. I mean, I read 3 reviews over the weekend preparing for this in-depth interview. And they were all glowing reviews. And one said that criticized you for that the film was a propaganda film for Israelis.
No. I'd like to fight back on that.
No, the film was not. The film was a propaganda film for Yuk Yuks.